Chapter 31, PL 1975. Notice of this meeting was posted on the bulletin board designed for that purpose, and notice was transmitted to the official newspapers provided by resolution adopted January 6, 2024. Meeting notice has also been continually posted on our website. Can I have a roll call, please?
Yes, Council President. Council President Morgan?
Here.
I'm sorry. Councilwoman Phillips is absent but excused. Councilman Otteson? Here. Councilwoman Russo? Here. Councilman Pagan?
Here.
Councilwoman Herring? And Mayor's absent but excused. Thank you.
Can we stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, please? Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice. All right, so I'm going to open up the meeting for public comment on agenda items only. So if there's an issue that's on tonight's agenda that you'd like to speak about, please feel free to come up to the microphone, state your name and address for the record.
There will be a second portion, correct, on any topic?
Yeah, later towards the end of the meeting, there will be an opportunity to speak on any matter you so desire. But for now, just agenda items only. Question?
Can I ask a question? Are we on the agenda? Yes. Okay.
That's a fair question.
Sorry, I was confused. Who wants to go?
If you're talking about the agenda item that you're here for, that'll be in,
The Senior Citizens Commission.
you know what, why not? All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to close the public comment session on that, and then I'm going to skip right to your section so you guys can go.
Okay. My name's Larissa Willison. I actually live in Haddonfield, but I work for an organization called Interfaith Caregivers that supports Haddonfield, Haddon Heights, and 7 surrounding communities. So we, these ladies here, Mary, Sandy, Lucia, and Rose, and Barbara, we got together because we were interested in having activities for seniors to do in Haddon Heights, things like crafts, speakers, just sort of, things to get people out. We've noticed that since the pandemic, specifically, seniors have felt extremely isolated. So it's really helpful that we have these types of activities in our communities for people to do. So we put together, what we would like to do is have just a commission that oversees this group and this event that we do currently on Fridays from 10 to 12 at the community center. And we would like to keep doing that. One of the things we would like to do is possibly use the larger room. We have 66 people on our Facebook page, and we have been attracting between 20 and 30 people on Fridays. So these are all people from Stamford Towers, and all people that live in Haddon Heights. It's just Haddon Heights residents. So what we're asking is that you create this commission so that we can be part of what the county offers to seniors, and we cannot be a part of that unless we're appointed. So that's why we wanted to bring this forward tonight. So the two main things are having the commission set up and being able to use the larger room in the community center so that we can accommodate our numbers. Because we have a small room, but it only fits about 8 to 10 people.
It sounds like an excellent idea. I think anything we can do to encourage any group within towns to get together and have these types of meetings, I think is a good thing. I guess we just need a resolution. We would probably need a resolution to authorize the formation of a
Need to
commission.
establish an ordinance,
Well,
create the commission.
may I?
Sure, please.
So, the word commission. Did you step back up, man? I just have a couple of questions.
Sure,
Hi, I'm Howard Wall. I'm the senior citizen attorney, so I'm very interested. in how-
Okay. I use the word commission because I sit on the Haddonfield Senior Citizens Commission. So I just used the same word.
Commission has a different connotation than committee.
Okay.
Like a lot of times, and I'm wondering whether it's a difference for you. If I was establishing something, a commission sort of has the binding powers to impact and make decisions that are enforceable.
Mhm.
A committee, on the other hand, I think it's what you're talking about, like a social group, a committee. We would have to do an ordinance to create it.
Okay.
We would have to, the governing body can select and give me input on the ordinance on how many members they should be appointing,
Mhm.
the qualifications. Normally what we do is let's say you had 9 members.
Right.
And, it should be an odd number.
Okay.
And then you would elect like president and a vice president each year, perhaps, and then for the first year, 3 of them would get a 1-year term, 3 of them would get a 2-year term, and 3 would get a 3-year term. So with staggering, you'd always have some consistency in the committee.
Right.
And then they may also want to, because I've created things like this, want to have a liaison from the governing body that would be appointed year to year at reorganization perhaps.
Right.
That if there was somebody that you needed to go to, that mayor's busy or Kelly's tied up, you have a governing body member who would be your go-to person. And I think Mr. Addison would be your excellent.
I'm a senior too.
I'm not picking on you for that reason, Councilman. But how does that sound? Like the 9-member committee, okay?
Yeah. Are you okay with that?
Yes, I think.
Yeah.
If we could get, if you would mind giving our clerk, Kelly Sanasuso, like a contact and some emails, I do see.
Yep. I'm Larissa. So
You're
I'm,
Larissa. Okay.
yeah, so I can be reached. I think you have this letter. I can give you a copy.
Is that the IFC?
Yeah, Interfaith Caregivers.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'll make sure I copy when I do some drafts and get some input back from the governing body. I'll shoot it to you just to make sure it's something that give you what your purpose is, what your mission is. that kind of
Yes.
stuff. And then create you, and it's just appointed, by the governing body at reorg, like we would appoint any other group. It would just be staggered the first time through. And then next year, 3 people would be up, and then keep that going.
Yeah, I think,
If council was so inclined, that would be the way I would recommend.
do you have,
I think it's wonderful.
I'm sorry.
The only other issue on the use of the building is that doesn't create any problems, does it?
Yeah, so I just wanted to speak to that. So I know we've been communicating with your group. I know Sophie's the primary person you've
Yeah.
been speaking with. So the one thing that we talked about when you initially brought this to me was the fact that there are rentals in the community center on Fridays. Now, my understanding is that everything's working out okay right now? or
Yeah,
is-
because
or
we're
is it
gone by
not?
noon.
Right.
And
so
we
you're-
put everything back how.
Right. Now, the
was.
only thing,
Yes.
yeah, so the only issue I would foresee in the, near future is the summer recreation program. And during those weeks, it's 5 weeks during the summer. It's the last week in June through the end of July. And so that we do sort of block off both the cabin and the community center during those weeks. We could try to work around it.
Okay.
A lot of it depends on the weather and such. So I think we've been able to work around that part of it, because I initially said that, if the governing body wanted to choose that, you had use of the building all day, then we just would not do rentals that day. It would just be a decision of the governing body. With respect to commission versus committee, I know the county, I believe, refers to it as commission, I believe.
That's true.
But I'm not sure if that means we need to have a commission or a committee.
That refers to where?
So there's a division in the county. I know they would send us, to send in money for dues and such.
Yes.
And
So
that's referred to
as a commission.
I believe. But I'm not sure if that language carries through to that we would actually set up by ordinance. I knew that the first discussions about this, Councilman Otteson mentioned applying for grants and such, and if that was the case, then that would be,
We can do whatever the county requires.
yeah, so whatever they require. So I guess,
They have a commission, but I don't know that they require us to have one, but we can check that out.
right, so Howard, would it be, just out of curiosity, if they wanted to apply for grants, which I believe is one of the goals here, would it have to be commissioned?
I don't know. That's
Oh,
what-
okay.
that's
All
what
right,
I'm-
we'll find that out.
If
Okay.
it is, we'll certainly make it that.
Okay,
Because we would like to have funds to do things like arts and crafts or a speaker, a 3D therapy came and did a balance class. So I don't know at some point, like if we could be on the budget for a certain amount of money in the future. If we don't have money,
You gotta look into the.
Finance
Yeah.
Committee.
I'm
I would,
sorry.
I would support that.
You can ask him, he's the keeper of the purse strings.
Okay. So it's just something to think about for the future as we, at first we thought it was going to be, as Mary said, maybe 6 people. Well, now it's 25 to 30
That's
people.
wonderful.
So, which is really great, but we want to make sure that we can do things the right way and make sure that people
We'll
are,
make sure that we do it the right way.
okay. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
One other comment is.
And if you wouldn't mind coming up and
I'm sorry.
It's the former mayor.
Yeah, I got it.
Do you,
Mayor.
Um,
He's the mayor.
Yeah. I'm Barbara Cortese, and I'm on the committee with these ladies. One of the things is the room is not always set up. So unfortunately, last week, the room wasn't set up, and the ladies that were there was very hard to move the tables and chairs around. It's one thing in that little room because they're tinier, but the big tables and chairs are like heavy and hard, and they're up on stands and stuff.
so whenever that happens, just call us. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, don't move anything. We have it set up for our rentals.
Yeah.
So if you guys need a certain amount, let me know. I'll try and accommodate for you guys.
Okay, thank you.
I don't want you guys getting hurt. So-
Please. We don't either. Thank you for considering.
Yeah,
that.
our-
Yes,
our
thank
DPW has been very good with stuff like that. Hey, Rose.
Rose Fitzgerald. So for many years when I was on council, and then when I came off council, I was president of Stanfield Manor for 4 years, and that building held activities. So a lot of some of the activities there were held here, but we had a wide variety of programs for seniors because we have a couple thousand seniors that live in Haddon Heights. And I know that they won't all come out, but just the fact that these programs are available or that the borough is doing something. But we had, I was just recalling that we had a program on the anniversary of D-Day one year, and people brought their memorabilia. We've had lawyers, we've had will seminars, we've had downsizing seminars. We've also had parties too. So I didn't quite catch the part about the money. And I don't know that gentleman. But I mean, I never had a big budget, but I mean, I know I did pay for a Frank Sinatra imitator. He was from somebody from town. And there were times when I got reimbursed for expenses. One of the reasons I remember that is because that was the only time that I ever went into Republic Bank, because the borough had a Republic Bank checkbook. So I know is it too late to be on the budget for this year for $1,000 or $500?
On the agenda tonight is the approval for the budget for 2024. The introduction of the budget, so it's not approval until. I think right now, I think it's putting a little bit the cart before the horse.
Right.
Let's get the committee formed and then see what, if your group continues to expand, we are certainly open to it. I mean, there's other committees that have been formed in recent years that do get budget funding. So we would certainly, put together a more detailed proposal for what it is you want to do with the funds and how much you're seeking, and then I can have a discussion. We we can have a discussion together and involve our CFO. and see what-
Okay, because a lot of these ladies are new to the borough, and they came in and were looking for things that, what is there to do? And of course, then COVID came. And so all of the programs that were being held were discontinued during COVID, and the Stanfield Manor program literally ended January of 2020 because they were preparing to build at St. Mary's. So that house is now used as the go-to point for where the plans for St. Mary's take place. So this is great that these women have stepped up and are willing to do this. And many speakers are free. Lawyers will talk for free, funeral directors talk for free. The balance person that they had last week was great. People were talking about it all over town. They came for free. But every once in a while, it's just nice to have money in the budget for something that comes up. Thank you.
So we used to have, programs, and we did make a little bit of money off of programs. And so we would, at different times, depending on what Rose had planned, she did a dinner, she did some things that, we were able to pay for it out of those funds. We currently don't have that coming in, because we don't have programs at this time. But I'm assuming that next year is something that could be considered for the budget for sure. And, I'm sure that our administrator / CFO might consider, maybe some funds being available from civic events or whatever. There might be a little bit of wiggle room for something you want to do, but I'll let him speak to that. I don't want him to kill me. But, there might be something this year that could be done. Depends.
If you come up with an invoice or something that you need, if you just bring us the, before you purchase it, just bring it to us and we'll take a look and we'll see what kind of funding we have available and where. And if it's appropriate, then we'll try to get you reimbursed and make it happen until we.
And
have
then
something
literally
more
Tom
formal.
Otteson is your council member. Okay. That wasn't a joke. They thought that was just a joke.
I think it's a program that'll probably grow because you're doing a good job. Yeah, just get bigger and bigger.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming out tonight.
Yes, we appreciate your time.
We do. Thank you.
Okay.
You're welcome.
Moving on to the elected officials.
So I've mentioned this a couple of times over the last couple of meetings, just putting it on the calendar as a reminder that Solicitor Long is going to administer the training at the next council meeting at 6:15 prior to our regularly scheduled meeting. And that's all. Just basically a reminder to you too, Howard.
Anybody in this?
I'm-
would take it personal.
Yeah, and I'm going to send out a reminder email, but okay. And that's all.
Did you include me on that reminder?
I sure will. Might have to send that one a few times.
Approval of minutes of April 16, 2004 business meeting. Can I have a motion? So moved. Is there a second? Motion has been approved motion by Councilman McGon and seconded by Councilwoman
Aaron.
Sorry about that.
And all in favor?
Aye.
Kelly, abstain.
All right, start with your report.
Good evening, everyone. What's up? We submitted our written report. Just want to highlight a couple things. Some road program, the road program project. The first road we'll have ready out to bid next week, and that's Garden Street from 1st or 2nd. We'll have it out to bid next week. We'll have the bid opening the last week of May, so we'll be able to award it the first meeting in June, contingent on receiving good bids. Second project is the DOT Municipal Aid Fiscal Year 2023. That's St. Martin's. We submitted all the bid documents to DOT for PSE review. We're just waiting on comments back from them. So once we get comments back, we'll be able to get that project out as well. So that's all I have unless there's any questions. Yes. That's continuing from phase one, so we'll start from the end of phase one and get between Narberth and Bryn Mawr. Hopefully, we'll try to get as far as we can. We had a meeting scheduled for tomorrow to meet out there with the contractor to go over that. We had to reschedule that till Monday of next week, so it's still a punch list item. We are on top of that. That whole intersection is pretty beat up, so yeah, we'll get that taken care of.
I was really happy to see Garden Street on the list of projects coming up. It's just really bad.
Yeah, working with the engineering
Yeah.
committee, that was the priority. It was getting that one done. So we'll have that done, hopefully, knock on wood, during the summer before school starts again. So.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Unfinished business. Public hearing and final adoption of ordinance 2024-1545, and ordinance amending chapter 100 of the Code of the Borough of Haddon Heights entitled Vehicles and Traffic, one-way conversion on Garden Street from First Avenue to Crescent Avenue.
Mr. Council President. We'll add in before we adopt the date for which second, this is final adoption.
So, I have a motion to open up, hearing to public comment on this ordinance. All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody wants to speak on this ordinance, please come up with the microphone, state your name and address for the record. Seeing no movement, I am going to close the public comment section on this ordinance, public hearing for this ordinance. I have a motion to adopt ordinance 2024-1545. I'll see the motion. The ordinance has been approved and seconded. And a roll call, please.
Yes, Council President. Council President Morgan?
Yes.
I'm sorry, Councilman Otteson?
Yes.
Councilwoman Russo?
Yes.
Councilman Pagan?
Yes.
Councilwoman Herron? Thank you.
Public hearing and final adoption of ordinance 2024-1546, an ordinance amending the code of the Borough of Haddon Heights to include new chapter 353 entitled privately owned salt storage. I have a motion to open up this ordinance to the public hearing. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone wants to speak on ordinance 2024-1546, please come on the microphone, state your name and address for record. Seeing no movement, I'm going to close the public comment section on this ordinance. I have a motion to approve ordinance 2024-1546.
Russo, second.
The ordinance is moved and seconded. Can I have a roll call, please?
Yes, Council President Morgan?
Yes.
Councilman Otteson?
Yes.
Councilwoman Russo? Councilman Pagan? Councilwoman Herron? Thank you.
Moving on to new business, introduction of ordinance 2024-1547, ordinance to exceed the municipal budget cost of living allowance and to establish a cap bank. NJSA 48:4-45.14. Public hearing and final adoption of ordinance 2024-1547 is scheduled for Tuesday, May 21st, 2024, at approximately 7 o'clock p.m. in the municipal building located at 625 Station Avenue, Haddon Heights, New Jersey. Resolution.
Motion.
That's a motion, a second.
Can I have a motion to introduce ordinance 2024-1547? Second. Have a roll call, please.
Yes? Council President Morgan?
Yes.
Councilman Otteson?
Yes.
Councilwoman Russo?
Yes.
Councilman Pagan?
Yes.
Councilwoman Herron? Thank you.
Resolution certifying, Resolution 2024:99, resolution certifying compliance with the United States Equal Employment Opportunity Commission's enforcement guidance on the consideration of arrest, conviction records, and employment decisions under Title VII of the Civil Rights Act of 1964. Resolution 2024-100, resolution for local examination of 2024 municipal budget. Resolution 2024-101, resolution approving introduction and providing notice for public hearing, public inspection of the 2024.
I would
Council.
do 101 separately, Mr. Council President, so we proceed to 102.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Resolution 2024-102, resolution amending resolution 2024-39, resolution designating depositories of funds for various acts of 2024. Resolution 2024-103, resolution authorizing the mayor to execute shared services agreement between the county of Camden and the borough of Haddon Heights for the purpose of street sweeping on county roadways. Resolution 2024-104, resolution appointing community grants, planning and housing for the purpose of providing affordable housing administrative agent services for 2024. We're going to table that one, so after the closed session.
Yep.
2024. Resolution 2024-105, resolution authorizing the refund of summer recreation fees. Resolution 2024-106, resolution calling for the modernization of the Open Public Records Act.
You can, it's up to you.
We're gonna,
Why don't we just pause on that?
we're gonna pause on,
Explain it. Yeah.
Resolution 2024-107, resolution authorizing payment of bills and claims for the first half of May. Resolution 2024-108, a resolution providing for a meeting out of the public in accordance with the provisions of the New Jersey Open Public Meetings Act, NJSA 10:4-12. 1, contract matter related to administrative aid services for affordable housing matters. 2, matter related to redevelopment broken ground properties 501, 503 Station Avenue.
And that is related to the attorney-client privilege. And with that summary, we are moving resolutions 99 through 108, with the exception of 101, 104, and 106, which have been pulled at this point. We're not at them,
Okay, we're voting on all of one. That's one.
except those three, yes, sir.
Bruce's number. I'm sorry, you asked.
Yes.
Yes, all right, Bruce's.
Harrington.
And roll call.
Council President Morgan?
Yes.
Councilman Addison?
Yes.
Councilwoman Russo?
Yes.
Councilman Pagan?
Yes.
Councilwoman Harron? Thank you.
Okay, at this time, I'd like to open up the meeting to public comment on anything at all. If you'd like to make a comment on anything at all, please come up to the microphone, state your name and address for the record. Seeing no movements, I will close the public comment section of the meeting. We will now adjourn into executive. Oh, okay. Before we adjourn to executive session, I'm going to introduce resolution 2024-101, resolution approving introduction and providing notice for a public hearing and public inspection of the 2024 municipal budget. Public hearing and final adoption of 2024-101 is scheduled for Wednesday, June 5th, 2024, at approximately 7:00 p.m. in the municipal building located at 625 Station Avenue, Haddon Heights, New Jersey. One of the reasons why we wanted to separate this resolution from the others is just given the significance of the budget. There was a couple of things I wanted to discuss for the public's sake and for the benefits of my colleagues who have been in the finance committee. We worked with our CFO, Mike Mansdorfer. He's done some pretty significant efforts to put this budget together, and I think it's a pretty good budget. I'm going to say up front that the tax rate increase is more than I think Councilwoman Russo want it to be. But in reviewing the budget in total and what we've accomplished this year, I think it is appropriate. The overall rate increase is expected to be approximately 3.81%. The reason for this, there are a number of reasons for this increase. As many local governments, there are many things that we are involved with that impact our annual budget. But this year we had some significant cost increases, namely the EMS services went up over $95,000. Pension costs increased over $70,000, and library contributions increased to somewhere approximately $54,000. In addition to other significant cost increases that we encountered. But part of this overall increase we have to mention the capital improvement projects that we have also undertaken. Those are significant. They include the road construction projects, some of which were discussed during the engineering report just a while ago. There are numerous roads in town that are sorely overdue for improvements. One is Garden Street next to the high school between First and Second Avenue, and that's hopefully going to be starting soon. So that's going to be a very visible application of where these taxpayer dollars are going. Additionally, we had to spend a fair amount of money. We had basically a dump truck or garbage truck that we had been sitting in the garage, service garage for close to a year, not over a year. We had to pay a fair amount of money to get that up and running again. Now we have that for benefit use again, which is great. We also had to purchase 2 additional police vehicles. And another thing that I do want to note, and I want to thank our CFO for, is that our surplus has increased significantly. And that's a good thing, is because our surplus, at least when I came on the council, was dangerously low. And one of my goals since I've been on council is to improve that, because when you don't have strong surplus, you don't have a financially sound borough or organization in any shape or form. And the fact that we made a big stride in improving that in the past couple of years, in particular in the last year, I think is a testament to the job that the council has done in there and our new CFO. So I do want to acknowledge and thank you for that effort. So, while we certainly are not happy with the tax increase this year, and I can say that as a fellow taxpayer and one who's going to feel this increase keenly, we don't take it lightly. We don't make this change flippantly, but it's something that needs to be done for the financial soundness of our town. And I think you're going to see more tangible results of that improvement in our overall financial position. You see it now, and you're going to see it going forward in the future. And with this increase, I think we will be stabilized, so we don't see increases like this in the future. So with that said, can I have a roll call to this resolution?
Council President Morgan?
Yes.
Councilman Otteson?
Yes.
Councilwoman Russo? Councilman Pagan? Councilwoman Harry? Thank you.
All right, so with that, we will adjourn to the executive session. We may be taking action. Coming out of closed session.
Take it so moved.
Bruce?
Okay, all right, we are tabling resolution 2024-106.
We need a motion to second to table that.
I have a motion to table resolution 2024-106.
So moved.
Second?
There is no discussion on the motion to table. We must proceed directly to a vote.
Next up is resolution 20.
Oh, this will get, it's a motion to second the table, and you're gonna vote on the success for the table. We can't make it.
They have a,
Just show up.
never does it exactly.
Oh, I did worse than that.
Can I have a motion for whatever Howard said?
We have a motion to second, we just need an all in favor.
Yeah, you don't, okay, just an all in
Yeah.
favor.
Opposed?
Aye, sorry.
Nobody opposed, unanimous, okay, good.
All right, next, resolution 2024-104, resolution 2020 grant claim housing for the purpose of providing housing administrative agents services for 2024. Can I have a motion on this resolution?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Good, unless there's anything else, I have a motion to adjourn. Bruce, has anything? Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you very much.
Excellent. Hold on.
For us.